in the other room, but you can put your feet on something if you would like and curl down and up. So if you would like, you can do the feet on the floor bridge. And if you would like, you can put them up on a prop, so a foam roller's one or an arc is one. Well, hello. Hi, girl. So we're going to curl up and down, wake up the glutes, wake up the hamstrings. And then let's add on a foot. So lift a leg in the air and try 10 with one leg in the air. And your goal is to keep your hips level, up and down. Well, hello. Up, 7, 8, and you're breathing through the nose. And then let's wake up the other hamstring. The other leg is in the air, pointed. 2, 3, yeah, all the way down. 4, all the way up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now lower your feet, and if you have a prop or you have the floor, whatever you're doing, you're going to open up your knee angle. So about a foot further away, lift up and down. We're waking up the hamstrings in a little different way with a different knee angle. You'll feel it a little differently. So you could do this with a prop, you can do it on the floor. The main difference is on this set, your knees are more obtuse, the angle. Yep, that a girl. Oh, there's the arc. Yeah, whatever prop you have will work. And we're keeping the hips level. Both hips are firing equally. And then hold it up for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then lower down, and we're going to do one more angle. So about the length of your foot further. So notice I have a more obtuse angle. Lift up, and it will make you feel different in the hamstrings. You won't lift up as high, so don't worry, but you'll feel the hamstrings differently. I feel them more in these. 5. Now try to hold yourself up for 10. Woo! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I know it burns, right? Take your hands on the feet for the hamstring stretch. 5. You can also put the feet together like a bound angle, and I like to wedge with the elbows, wedge the knees open more. 4, 3. And then extend your knees. Now, if you're able to lengthen them, go for it. If they're a little tight, just bend, straighten them a bit. So try to lengthen them if you can, out wide like a big V. You can pull your toes back if that's okay with your body, but if you need a modification, leave the toes soft. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Now we're going to lift up the right leg, pour the left leg down for a moment, and just take 5 circles each way. Think about lubricating that joint. Think about keeping the ribs down, breathing in the nose, and breathing out the nose. Shoulder blades are glued. Let's do 5 the other way, a big circle, and so I'm trying to make mine bigger as I feel warmed up, so you might be able to as well. Now that 5th one, leave the leg up and point and flex the foot and act like you're articulating through your foot, and then add about 3 to 5 circles one way on the ankle and about 3 to 5 the other way. Should be waking up those ankles. Now we're going to take the leg that's in the air down and the leg that was on the ground up. So we're switching our legs. 5 circles. 4, 3, 2, and try to make them bigger as your muscles warm up. We're going to go the other way. 4, 3, a rib down position, 2, a shoulder blade down position, and then you're going to leave it up. So with your hands behind your leg, you can point and flex like you're trying to articulate through your foot, you're contracting, you're spreading the toes, and then you're going to roll the ankle maybe 3 to 5 one way. Yeah, do what you need to, Karen, with modification, and 3 to 5 the other way. I love it. So just make sure that the ankle should feel good and more awake. Hug both legs in for just a moment. Nice. And then we'll take those hands underneath the thighs and come up, and then pop up to your shins. and we'll do a little bit of a thigh stretch. So I'm going to show you from two different angles. I'm going to hinge back and to vertical. I'm going to hinge back and to vertical. Now I'm going to turn so you can see from the side what I'm doing. So what we did was earlier we worked our hamstrings and the glutes, this side of our body. Now we're working this side, our quads. And I'm tucking in my pockets so that you can see my form better. But right here at the bottom of the the bottom of the glute, top of hamstring, there's a little bit of tone. Shouldn't hurt, but it should feel like it's helped keep you stable. Now right here in the abs, there's a little bit of tone. If not, you'd be in your back, and we don't want that. So there's a little bit of tone. There's a little bit of tone here, right there. You feel it when you go back, the abs. And then if you feel warmed up and your shins allow, you go a little further. You feel that quad burn, feel the tone, and then feel your ab tone. So you experiment with you. 5, it is building your quad strength eccentrically. 4, and you could do more reps at a shorter range of motion as a backup plan. 3, I'm going to turn vertical just so you have different angles. 2, I'm in one long line. And 1. Nice job. We're going to stretch out the hamstrings with a down dog because we worked them with all those bridges. So right now we're doing a hamstring stretch with the down dog. Really try to press your ankles to the floor as you warm up. And then you're going to go into a plank for a moment and lower yourself down to your belly. And we're going to hold on to the ankles or ankle for the opposite stretch, the front of the thigh. So lift up. We work those on the quads, those knees. It's called knee stretch that we did earlier, the thigh builders. Open up. Feel your upper back. And we are going to do a second set. So relax for a moment. Either do a second set of the 2 ankles or grab your other foot if you were on the 1. Good. 5. Breathe in. And then relax. Now let your legs long and find a way for your arms. We're going to do a little hamstring hip extension one at a time. So you notice this is kind of like those longer bridges that we did, but with the knee really long. So glute hamstring. And your belly has a gentle pull in so that your low back doesn't get more lordotic. Lift, lengthen. It's like you're a ballerina. Your legs are long. Now, if you would like to add on, flutter the legs with a tight little flutter, neck soft. You're building hamstring glutes. It's like you're swimming. Good, Karen. Great. And then do the horizontal. So now tap the feet together. So good, Michelle. Yeah. So if you did the horizontal earlier, now do the flutter. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys, we're going to go into a down dog. I want to offer you a challenge. We're going to stretch those hamstrings. You can put your hands here, lift up your hips like a push-up, and then go back. All right, hold those heels. Can you feel that we work those calves? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's grab a sip for a minute. We're not done with the legs, but we did a lot of hamstrings, we did a lot of glutes. And prop yourself up on your side. We're going to do a little bit for the inner thighs. So, or the hips and the inner thighs. So take your top leg up and over your leg and behind. So you're lifted up. If you need a modification, lie down, but this is going to make it harder. 4, lift up, toe down. 5, go up higher than you think. 5, 6, 7. We want this hip strength for prevention of osteoporosis as well. Nice. Okay, now you're going down to your arm. Take this leg out of the way. Take the bottom leg up, up, up and over an imaginary pumpkin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but we're adding on 10, 10. Now go as high as you think you can and add 10 pointed pulses. Flex as high as you can, do 10 pulses. Feel your belly pull in. And then we're going to switch everything around. So go to your other side. The first set of hip abductors was elbow under your shoulder. This should feel very safe. Shoulder blade down the back. Tap toe front, tap toe back, tap toe. And notice how when your leg lifts, your body thinks it wants to dip, but you want to keep it up. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now we go down to the arm. You are taking the top leg out of the way. Now pretend there's a pumpkin that you have to go over. Go over it, or a yoga block lengthwise. You have to go over it. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10. Now on this one, lift your leg up with the pointed toes and belly in. Pulse, breathe. Yeah, as high as you can go. Flex, same thing. Pull those toes back. Inhale and exhale. Great job, we did it. Take a sip. Doing some leg work. We're gonna do some back work. Grab a sip though, belly down. The first set's gonna be hands low. Lift up your back and lift up your toes, maybe even your knees. Now at first, just breathe and hold. 10, like you're floating on a raft. Your belly is on the raft and you're lifting up to avoid the water. Just breathe. Now lift. Awesome. Lower for a moment. We're going to do a harder variation, arms out like a T. Now lift your torso, lift your arms, lift your legs. Breathe and hold for 10. Yeah, posture muscles. 5. Recover for a moment. Take your arms like a Y. Remember, you can always back up if you need a modification. Lift up. Everything, breathe. And then recover for a moment. I'm going to do a windshield wipe and show that way to recover. So you had 3 different delts positions on that too, shoulders. Now on this one, we're going to add a shoulder stretch. So see if you can interlace your fingers. Now you've got a shoulder stretch and you're lifting up. Now, if you cannot do the stretch with your fingers here, just go back to the hands beside your hips, but otherwise hold for 10. And then recover for a moment. Now we're going to add an assisted back bend. So lift up your body and then let your hands assist you and hold. So swan or sphinx. Hold. There you go. Shoulders down the back looked good. Lower. We're going to do that one again, guys. So get ready. Inhale, lift as high as you can without your hands assisting you. Then keep on going. Lower down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, come up. Hands press. And hold. You guys look great. Here's your option, child pose or down dog. And I'm going to do that challenge where you push up and go to down dog, or you can go into a child's pose. Stretch out those legs. They were working, the hamstrings were working on those. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Grab a sip. So we're going to do a little bit of arms now, and these are really good to keep bones strong. I'm going to offer push-ups. The first option is to be on the wall doing them. You could also do them on a counter. You could do them on the floor in all fours, this way, or on your toes. So self-select 10 to 15 reps where you feel like you're fatiguing, but you're in good form. Yeah, that's great. You feel your abs? Yeah, that's it. 5, feel your abs. Keep your head pulled back, especially at the top of that. Yeah, that was good. 8, 9. It's like you're blowing the floor away with your exhale. Energize the abs. 13, 14, 15. And I'll meet you for a stretch when you're ready. Good. I'm happy to have you stretch how you want to, and I'm also going to show this cow face one. Good job, guys. Feel different when you go through your day and your upper body's strong. Very nice feeling. A full breath. Did you notice your heart rate got up a little bit on the push-up? So while you're stretching, you can breathe in your nose. Long, full breath. Yeah, one arm is up higher, so it should be a little easier to get a fuller breath. Head back, that looks great. 5. Yeah, this is a fabulous posture stretch. 3. Okay, so I'm going to show a little massage for the hands and the carpals. The next one is going to be a tricep press. You can use the chair in the room, You could do a modification of push-ups again, or you could put it behind you, your hands behind you, I mean. And again, 15. But what I want to share with you is if you would like to make it harder, you can lift a leg for a given number. So I'll say 7. Try to add your hip lift. Good. There you go. And then the other, I like it. You find a way to stimulate growth on the tricep. Love it. Yep. And then let's finish even. Inhale and exhale down. Good. We're going to do the full arm stretch. That was great. The full arm stretch is where you have your arms out like a T. Pull the fingers under and pull them behind you. It's like someone's got you. Let's go ahead and flip it. Stretch your fingers and your hands that way. And then one prayer pose. So this is prayer pose or this is prayer pose. You choose. Yeah, choose your one. That's a good one. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then let's just shake it out again. And we're going to grab a sip, but I'll just go ahead and tell you the next block. It's some spinal articulation. So bridging was spinal articulation, but it was also legs. But we're going to go into an all fours. So a lot of postures do more than one focus, but so they might be achieving 2 big focuses. But at this point, our main focus is that you have spinal articulation. Of course, you're breathing in, breathing out, and you want to feel your scapula glide. A healthy scapula moves, so you want to feel them glide. They're not just rigidly fixed on the back. And exhale and inhale. Now, that should feel great. If you would like to add on, we'll curl the toes, lift up the knees, and add some spinal flexion this way. And if you would like to add on, let's go into a down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your heels, lumbar spine, middle spine, thoracic spine. Inhale, up dog. Chest opens, tuck the chin. Upper back, middle back, lower back, lift the heels. Inhale. So you choose. That body's waking up, stretching. Linking breath with movement, we know helps the parasympathetic system. And up. Inhale. And exhale. One more. and recover here. Nice job. Going to grab a sip. So just short little bouts. This is going to be some planking for those abs and the back muscles. So core, you might call it. Forearm plank, elbows underneath the shoulders, and knees are long and energetic. If you can add on, push forward and drop back through your heels. Push forward and drop back through your heels. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then take a little counter pose would be Sphinx or Swan. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lower your forearms again. This is going to be down dog, dolphin plank. We're going to do 10. So the move is plank, and then you can push your hips up, and you're still on your forearms, and then you go into plank. And you push your hips up and your heels down. Into, inhale, and keep the knees long. 3, 4, getting some upper body strength and quad strength too. 5, but the dominant is the core, the abs in the back. So your back muscles are getting strong as they support your posture here. And your abs. 2 more. And then rest your pelvis and press yourself up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now go to the forearms. This is called an isometric hold. Press yourself into plank. Now pretend you have to pull your elbows to your toes and your toes to your elbows, like you're trying to pull the mat together. That should have turned on the abs more. 10, 4, inhale, and rest. Pelvis down, hands push. Ooh, swan. Nice job. Woo, very good. Grab a sip if you'd like. We're going to play around with some side planks, 3 variations on each side. Elbow down. Go and do this extra padding, and then hand behind your head. So we're going to take a rotation like an ab crunch on the side. 10 of these. Crunch, crunch. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9, 10. Hot dog. We're going to go to the other side, and we're going to do 10 of those. The hips are stable here, but the torso, the upper body does move, but the hips are stable. Your knees are strong and long. 10 repetitions. Squeeze your abs. Squeeze your spine in that twist. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then lower down. Nice job. Now on this possibility, you could do a tree pose on your side, or you can just hold a normal side plank. You can also just put your foot on the floor as sort of a modification. Stretch out the hands and both arms. 10, 2, 3, ta-da, 4, 5, 6. You're up against an imaginary wall. 7, 8, 9. Now when you lower, it's the hip, never the shoulder. Good. And then the other side. So good. I do like to set up my foot first and then get a lift and spread out like you're against a wall. 1, 2. Good. Push into the floor. Push the floor away from you. 5. Push the floor away from the hips. 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale, and then lower that hip. Really good. We're going to the other side. This one is going to be 5 side leg abductions, which is the top leg. It's an option. So when you go up, you know, if you're had enough, don't do it. But if you can, add 5 and stay up with me. 2, 3, or maybe just the arm. 4, 5. Now this leg comes behind. If you would like, 5 leg lifts from the bottom leg. 3, 4, 5. And now at the hip, then the body turns. Good job. So it's 5 and 5. Arm is a great modification. Get steady before you do any kind of mobility or movement. 2, 3, steady, 4 between reps, 5. Now this foot comes behind, the bottom leg goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hot dog, good job. Take a sip. Really good. Long time ago, weren't there intermissions at movies or shows? We're going to do an intermission. We're going to do a rotation. We'll call it a stretch intermission. Breathe in deeply. Open up your arms. Exhale, go to the other side. And then go up and over, so a lateral flexion. If you want to put your hand down, you're perfectly able. Whatever feels like you can get a better stretch today. And trying to send the breath to that rib cage. Inhale. Now this hand that's in the air, it's either going to be on the floor beside you or across your body. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm trying to send the breath to the ribs. 6, 7, so many good positions. 8, 9, and then 10. And then good, grab a sip if you would like. Very good. So I'm going to offer that we come up to standing without using our hands. So any way you want to. It could be crisscross applesauce. It could be that you put one foot in front of the other. And we're going to wake up our lower body with 10 calves, meaning, 10 heel raises for the calves. So each toe has equal weight. And we're breathing. So the ankles were warmed up earlier, and now the calves are feeling some strength. Good. Up. One at a time. Now I'm going to do 10 on each side. Ideally, we're doing 10 on each side, but if you can feel it's too much, you just lower the number and switch sides. But you want each foot to have its own attention if you can. Unless you're dealing with an injury, try the other one for 10. Each toe has each toe has weight, but you're going more sort of second toe-ish dominant. Good. Does one feel different than the other? All right, now that was the calves. Now this is sort of a functional squat. So I'm going to put myself in a position that is healthy for the knees. Sometimes it's called a chair squat. You can also kind of self-select where you put your feet, but I want you to feel like you can go down. Your heels are heavy and you feel like you're even. Good. Neck is soft. Now I'm going to do 3 more and then I'm going to offer a prop. So it's up to you. You can stick with this or you can take a prop. So Karen, I see your prop. I think you have a chair. This is just something you can do now or you can do it later. In other words, I just want to show you. So you can take a prop, a chair, a stool that is not going to slide. So safety first. When you come down, you're sitting on it. I'm not using my hands. I'm coming back up. I'm sitting on a chair, and Betty can just do a pretend chair, right? So it's that chair is a certain height. I'm not hanging out on it, knitting a sweater. I'm just touching it, and then I come back up. So some cues are that we're trying not to use our hands. You want to be able to get out of low chairs without using your hands. Notice I'm not thrusting my arms forward. Notice the knees are tracking. 50-50 weight. You know, sometimes one leg will take over. So see if you can, if you had a scale under each leg, under each foot, would it read the same, half your body weight? That's a girl, that little 3/4 yoga block, it's 3 inches. We measured it yesterday and I had a client and we actually took out our rulers to see what it is. That one's 3 inches. So that gives you a little good That's a great trick, a vertical, yeah. So I'm gonna share with some other cues. You're doing great. No hands, no throwing. You're breathing calmly. You can notice how you're landing. I call it a no plopping zone. So when you land, it's like there's a group of lions around you and they're sleeping and you don't want to wake them. So you're not plopping. I think I told you one of my clients' husbands blew out his knee plopping into a chair. So like you are not plopping. You're using your quads eccentrically all the way down and all the way up. All right, so that's the drill. That way you know it for if you ever want to do that, you know, on your own. Throw it in your day. 10 of those after a meal drastically reduces blood sugar, helps insulin, the muscles uptake glucose. So that's a pretty cool trick. The next one is going to be a possible jump. So I'll show you. You could do a call it a jump rope. Make sure everything's really safe. I've got like socks that are definitely on. They're not going to slide. Good mat. If you think you would like to add on, you can do 6 jumps. Do what you need. This is another one that increases bone density. 1, as high as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a moment. Whew. Now we're going to do one called duck walk. Pretend you have 8-foot length or so. You're going to sit down and you're going to walk duck. You're duck walking forward. Now I'm running out of room for the screen, so I'm going to walk backwards. Booty low. Walk forward. Try to get lower if you can. Walk backwards. We're going to do 6 of these. So I'm on 4. Walk forward. Notice your ankle mobility. Walk backwards when you're ready. Get your quads low and then stand up and let that blood flow. Nice job. Now this one is a star jump. So when you're in the air, you'll do a little star and you'll land normal. That would be great because then you're working abductors. So if you're doing it with me, somehow you're figuring out creative solutions for modifications. If you don't want this one, you might just put your legs out. But I like the bone density. Nice. Woo. Okay, heart rate. Okay, so we did a jump rope, but now we're gonna kind of like you're switching feet. Jump rope, so see if you can tell. I'm kind of going left, right. I'm still on both feet, but it's a great way to modify. Now we're gonna do 10 right in a row, optional. And 10 left. Try to keep it springy. All right, now if you want, you're going to take 10 right down, 10 left down, 10 right down, 10 left down, one more time right down, about 10. We want some bone density. One more time, left 10. Hands kind of naturally go along like you're jumping rope. Nice job. Very good. And then we're going to do, I'm going to take a sip too, but a squat that is passive. You know, I'm trying to make it easy to understand if I'm doing a squat that's active where you're working your muscles or one that you're stretching. A backup plan, cheers to all you guys, would be to do happy baby or a yoga block under your booty. Okay, if you can, hands and lower it. Neck is soft. You have an arch lift and good. You might be in a perfect place, Michelle. You might experiment with walking your feet out 1 inch and just see if that makes your ankles feel like they're a little better. Okay, good. Sometimes that tiny little cue. And your breath is through your nose. Good. Nice job, guys. And take one more step. We're going to meet for a little back. It's kind of like back plyo. Good job, by the way. I don't know if any of you get your bones checked, but if anybody does, Send the results if you want to. I love seeing the increases with exercise. All right, so this is a little rotation with your torso when you extend. So I'll show left side of my torso comes up and rotates while my right leg comes up. Now everything's down. Extension in your thoracic spine plus a little rotation. So left side, left shoulder blade, right leg, right shoulder blade, left leg, and lift up your torso still. You're lifting your ribs off the floor and you're rotating more right, and then you're rotating more left. The opposite leg comes up. So this is a diagonal pattern like when you walk. See if when you walk, does it feel like your arms swing equally? Does it feel like your legs reach out evenly? Does it feel like one hip's behind the other? This is a place you can concentrate on that. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Nice job. And we're gonna take the push back, child's pose, or down dog. Hold. And then this one, I'm going to show modified forearm plank, but you can also do it on your hands. I'm going to show both forearm, forearm, plank. Now, I'm going to have my hips a little higher than I might normally because I'm going to pull my right knee under, and then I'm going to put it back. I'm going to pull my left knee under, I'm going to put it back. Right knee under, I'm going to put it back. Left knee. Now, pretend you're on a treadmill, and what you'll do is switch places. So you're in the air for a moment with your legs. And yeah, that's it, Michelle. Yep. Now, speed it up if you want. 20. Get some fast twitch muscle fiber. 10 more. 3, 2, 1. Recover. Woo! Now, so heart rate, little bouts of intensity. So Michelle, I think your shoulder's still, you're wanting to protect it. Let me show you this one, the group. But then if you would like to do a different shoulder stretch, make sure it's good for you. Yeah, maybe just a little bit back or something. Yeah, that's good. Elbow soft. Good, you get your heart rate up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then exhale. Nice job. So I want to just show a reverse plank or a reverse table. But again, if you need to do a tricep press with a weight, that is just fine. But whatever you're doing, let's say 10. Yeah. Yeah, grab it. Breathe in. And exhale, lower. Now I'm going to show a modified. Yeah, grab that for 10, Karen. I'm just going to show a modified little stretch here. Nothing aggressive. 10. And then you're going to be, yeah, coming back up. Now we're going to do frontal plane work. So we'll be, you can grab a sip if you'd like. We're going to lie on our sides, lift up the legs. Because what we do is try to work all the different ways around the abs and the body in general. So now you see we're in the frontal plane. The first set, I've got a hand here to tell my body, what do I want? I want my abs to help me pull in on the exhales. And both legs lift. 6. I'm gonna have to move this mic, but you guys can probably just be good the way you are. Okay. Now if you can, you've got the upper body as well. It's up to you. You can stick with the lower. And if you want, you can come up to 3 of these. And then we're going to do the other side. Very good. So the first is the legs. They go up. I've got a hand here to remind my abs of the help I want. Neck is soft. Breath through the nose. Go up higher than you think. All these tiny little cues. Okay, possibly the upper body could do some kind of lift. Maybe a fingertip is on the floor. You know, maybe you're just sticking with the lower half. Maybe your arms are long. Yeah, 7, 8. Try to get that shoulder off the ground. 9, get the armpit off the ground. Now keep doing this, or if you don't have osteoporosis and you want to come up to a flexion, 1, 2, and 3. Hot dog. Good job. Grab a little sip. Doing good, guys. We're going to sneak in one functional. I call it a functional youth test, but it's a minute plank. So we're going to sneak that in. I've got this timer. The other day, did you guys notice I went over 7 minutes? My battery died in the middle of the class. I don't know if you noticed that, but anyway, my battery's working, so it won't be 2 minutes or, you know, forever. So my battery's working. I've got us for a minute. One thing you can do here is just kind of make sure you're breathing in your nose and out your nose. Make sure your scapula feel like they're really solid on the back. You shouldn't feel like you have wrinkles or you're collapsed. You should feel like your abdominals are more toned than your low back. Your low back should not feel like it's sagging. What I see looks good. Another cue I like is the head's pulled back, because that one's easy to forget. Looks good. Okay, you're doing great. We're already over halfway there. Energize your knees. Sometimes my knees will get soggy, so like press through so the heels are straight up. It looks like 15 seconds left. Try 10 more. Try 5 more. And then rest your pelvis and push up and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Guys, you guys all have your rollers. We're gonna sit on that roller and do a little hip. I've got to get mine just from the other room, but start with your roller underneath your glute. I've been wanting to do this. So, I didn't say that right, did I? Can you try this one, even though I got you all down and nice and comfortable? Karen, maybe work on the non-involved hip first and just see how it feels. Sometimes when we have an injury or, you know, an area that feels vulnerable, I should say, some other stuff has to happen, like compensations. So it's nice to notice, so if you have, you know, an area that's acting up, what's going on with the other sides. So this, you could roll from your sit bone to the top of your iliac crest, the top of the bone at the top here, like where your waistband often is. You can roll out more. You can roll in sacrum. So you just, there's nothing dangerous here. There's no major arteries you're at risk or bones that are vulnerable. These are all pretty stout bones. So feel that. See if you needed it. You know, kind of ask yourself, how's this feeling today? Did I need it? Is this an area that is therapeutic? And then if you would like, try your other side, ankle to thigh. I've been meaning to sneak this in to one of our workouts. So today felt like the day. I'd love to feel like see if your hips are releasing. So high pelvis, maybe you go to the greater trochanter. There's a lot around that greater trochanter. Maybe you're going to the sit bone. Just explore. And breathe. If you feel like you're holding your breath and it's hard to stop, then you know, if you keep holding your breath or grunting or something, you might just want to rest on the spot or make it not so intense. You want to be able to breathe through it. Yeah. All right. Now what I'd like to do is an IT-ish area. And what I mean by that is you're going to self-regulate. Do I need more hamstring? Do I need more quad? So, and if you have a spot, great. I'm just showing some things that are on the menu, the buffet. So one area is near the greater trochanter. So all these attachments. This arm is kind of acting like a side plank. I'm not hurting my shoulder. I've got it, you know, in good form. You may find, oh, I need to kind of roll back and get more hamstring. Or you may feel like you need to be kind of like medial. And just make sure you don't roll the knee out. Leave a couple inches, at least like 2 to 3 from the knee. You might need to be more lateral quad. Now when you're doing this, just scan your body. Is anything else tightening up in your body that doesn't need to, like your left glute? You know, can you soften some muscles that you don't need? We need our shoulder stabilizers. We need some abs, you know. I think I can hear the whimpering through the screen. Is that working? 5, yeah, it's been a while. 5, 4. Now that we're all muscle bound, we need to do some releasing of this tension, right? 3, 2, and you know what, just for a second, take your legs out. Sometimes you can tell, like my right leg looks longer than my left, but you can feel it sometimes, like, oh, that's a little looser than that. Try your other side. And if you need to do something longer or less, please do. It's your class. It's for you. I do like to touch around the greater trochanter. What's going on there? I do like to sort of roll back, see what's going on with the hamstring. Just find out what's for you. IT, kind of lateral. If you are going towards the knee, just leave about 2 to 3 inches so you don't roll on the knee laterally. Yeah, I like the shoulder stability I'm seeing. And we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just for a minute, we'll roll out both sit bones. So one way to do this, so Michelle, you might like it where you're kind of like this. You know, your hands are forward, and you're able to roll out some glutes. And you can kind of make it sit bony, right? Like all those attachments. And Karen, you might just see how this feels. Yeah, okay, good, therapeutic. And you can even kind of deviate left. So let's say you're just kind of shifting left. And Betty, you're welcome to use your hands. I know Michelle's just trying to avoid too much hand behind her, but as long as you're safe, everybody's good. So you can sort of shift, so like maybe 70% on your left side, right? Just test it. Maybe you need to try the right side. Put a little bit more on that. And if you feel like you have knots, but the foam roller's too obtuse, one other trick is to use a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, or a massage ball, some other ball, and get in there. So what we're doing is just kind of at least touching some muscles here that get used a lot. Heavy hitters, glutes, deep 6 external rotators, hamstring. Michelle, your hamstrings are probably going to stretch better after this. When you put them in the air, it'll probably stretch better. So, I mean, all of us, but just notice that because I know that's one of your areas you can feel the tightness of. 5, 4, 3. Nice. Now, can you do a quad one, which looks like this? So the good news is we're well versed in planks, so we have the strength to do these well. The first one I'm going to do is the foam roller on the quads, but not on the knee. Stop a couple inches shy of the knee, 2 to 3. And also try toeing out like your Charlie Chaplin. You could try toeing in. You could try being neutral. You can deviate to the left leg more. So like now I have like a 60-40, 60% on my left leg, 40 on my right. You could deviate to your right leg, kind of like a 60-40. And then you could even bend the knees and straighten them or keep them bent if you like more intensity. You can bend and straighten, or bend them the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then I want to share with you an area that is sometimes forgotten about. And Karen, I'm kind of interested to see if you have this going on. One knee down like frog, one leg out. See that? So I'm going to use my back foot to kind of lift my tush, and I'm getting my inner thigh on the foam roller. So what I see a lot of times is if like there's a lot of hamstring or kind of sit bone or piriformis, usually there's some tenderness in the inner thigh. I just see it a lot. You got it? Isn't that something? And it's like, hey, that didn't tell me it was tender. That didn't tell me it was sore. But when you get something like this, you're acutely aware of that thing is too chronically tight, right? Or tense. So it goes towards your knee, and so it can influence your knee. And Betty, you're doing great. Your forearms are on the mat. Your left toes are pushing. Can your left toes curl under, Betty, and lift your left knee off the ground? Does that feel more acute? Yeah, that was it. I said, Betty looks too comfortable. There'll be none of that. Okay, switch it up when you're ready and just see what's going on. Now the leg that's long, the leg that's not under the roller, the toes of that leg are curled and the knees off the floor. You're breathing. That a girl. And then you're going to see, is there any tightness, like really unusual bands, exquisite pain in that inner thigh? Is one different than the other? The one of your injured leg, for example. Karen, be neat to know. Yeah, I figured. I was thinking of texting you. I'm like, we're just going to do this. 10, 2, and Michelle, your left leg can go long. And whichever leg's not on the roller, Michelle. So now, curl your left toes under, Michelle. Your left toes, and lift your knee. Now your right inner thigh is getting massaged, right? Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I want to get our upper back because we've been doing all these planks to massage our legs. So put it up your back, up on your upper back. And I like the hands behind the head, kind of like a little pillow. All right. You can do extension here. You can do flexion. Take about 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then if you can, take a back bend here with your device. So you could put your hands behind your head, you can put your feet on the floor, you can bound angle, but or yoga block, but just try to give your upper back a stretch. Breathe in. And then just for a moment, can you just take a hamstring stretch with this underneath your sacrum? If you want a tool, grab it. I'm going to be lazy and just use my leg. Now just see, does it feel any better after we massaged it? Yeah, good. I love the thumbs up when something works acutely. You know, a lot of things are this delayed gratification. So isn't it nice to have a few things in life instant? And just notice what you need. Like maybe you're going to move it. Just feel sort of a less band-like feeling. And then, you know, you're welcome to do the other when you're ready. I know you may have a different leg that's tight. It's just good to feel like you got some tools. Yep. 5, 4. And if you need more of the stretch, please take it. If you want to do sort of a neutral, passive stretch with the back on the roller and the arms like a T or a Y, go for it. Just take whatever it is you need to clear your mind and replenish your body with a loving breath, to clear your mind with that blessed silence, to set an intention for your day of this feeling of peace and wellness. And then whenever you're ready, you can come up to a seated position and just notice how you feel. So you're just gently scanning your body. How do the cells feel? Like mine feel like a vibration, like a sense of they're alive, they're vibrant, they're awake, but they're still in a calm state. So just notice how you feel. Soak in all that precious, quiet space, that sense of recharging for the rest of your day. And we'll keep an intention to stay closely connected to this feeling of peace and wellness, and knowing we know a lot of tricks on how to recharge anytime we need it, and that it's good to do with so much appreciation. Thank you so much. I hope you feel great. I hope you feel great, strong and released.